All right, we're back. We're setting up the lobby for the semifinals match. Scrimgods versus Charizard Club. Was Charizard on stream earlier? Do you know?
I think they were. They did be what's this face? They were in round one and they faced Smilers and Porto. They said they basically faced the free agent.
Ah, right. I would have liked to see that match, but we have Scrimgods who just came off a victory against. Who was it? It was the.
It came off win against Pagani.
Spaganti, not spaghetti. Spaganti. So we're just sitting in the lobby. The game does not officially start until 3:30, but we might get started a little early, just in case.
They haven't chose map. So Charizard gets the pick, right? Because they're lower seed, I believe.
It's whoever would be in the top of the bracket. So let's find out that.
Yeah, I think it's Charizard. Yeah, because Scrub got today, so Charizard. Switch Milky and Darf.
Just getting some substitutions done now. Do you have any predictions for this game?
I think Charizard's definitely gonna take it. I don't think it's gonna be close for Scrim Gods. Knowing both teams' rosters, just I think the Runa Cat are good though, and Mentos. I think they have some pieces. I don't still know the center. I think like Charizard is pretty good, and a lot of us play with each other. Like JCK, Epic has played with each other. Jolt's played with each other. Like
yeah. So you think synergies in favor of Charizard versus Scrimgods?
yeah,
That's fair. No love for your former team.
I mean, dude, my former team, God, it's been a while since I've been on SG. That was like week 4 Toker or something when I was on SG. Season 0, damn.
All right, for those of you just tuning in, this will be the semifinals game. Scrimgods vs Charizard Club. We're gonna start on a control map, I believe.
Yeah.
Pretty common. We're waiting for the map picks coming out from the captain of Charizard. No, of Scrimgods. Do you know how the seeding was done for this tournament, Ranter?
No idea. I didn't even think I was gonna work it.
All right, so seeding was done probably randomly, but Scrimgods is our bottom seed. Charizard Club coming in at the 5th seed. It's pretty fair. The draft just happened last night, so you could probably seed by SR or something, but SR is not super valuable in determining how the team's gonna perform together.
The thing is, I don't even know their lineups because nobody's like really told me their lineups. So I'm also waiting for people to get online because I think they're waiting for people maybe. And they want Li Zhang. Charizard told me Li Zhang.
I'm gonna be seeing a lot of Li Zhang today, which is fair. It's a pretty balanced map. It has room for at least a couple of types of compositions to come out. So I know a couple of the names in here. I know Jolt. I've played against Darun several times. I think Buff Brig is Mentos.
Yes, that is Mentos.
And I've played against Epic Shock before. Who do you think's going to make the biggest plays in this game?
I think Colby is a big playmaker. Knowing him, he was pretty good in the Horizon League. He was good in Snowball Cup. The times he's played, he's been benched behind Lethal. But I would say the times he has played, he's good. I think Colby Joel as a DPS line is going to be really good.
All right, Colby, a hit scan player.
He could play both. He's a kind of flex. He plays a lot of projectile, plays a lot of hit scan. Depending on what the team needs, I think he'll probably play hit scan because of Jolt.
Yeah, that's fair. I've seen Jolt play a lot of projectile, if you count Genji.
This team kind of gives it like an AKM type of vibe with JCK, Epic Shock, and Jolt. Mainly, probably going to be playing Dive. And they do have a Smilers member in Tyranitar, who is kind of experienced, backup aid support for EMP. So, I would say they're pretty good.
Pretty good. I'd really love to cast some dive coming up. It's just usually not very successful.
Darker. Oh god. Okay. Now I'm getting the subs like crazy.
All right, take your time. We have actually more people in the lobby. We have Squirrelben joining. No idea what team he's on, and we have Lethal.
Squirrelben's on Scrim Gods.
Interesting.
Basically, you think about it, you traded Squirrelben and Mentos for me. There you go. Because now they're on Scrim Gods for the draft. Milk is. I'm assuming they want Ben in for Milk because I know Ben's on SG. Probably. Put Lethal. Spec Red. I think I have the teams properly set up. And I think both sides are R. Yeah, I just got a message, so we're in.
All right, we're ready to start going into semifinals on Lijiang Tower.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower. Prepare
and just to confirm, the left side is Scrim Gods.
The blue team is Scrim Gods, the red team is Charizard. Red for Charizard.
Works out. Got the overlay set up. Alright, and we're on to, what is this, Lijiang Tower, not Gardens, not Control Center, it's Lijiang Tower Market.
I want Scrim Gods to win just because I'm a Scrim Gods alumni, but I do think Charizard takes it.
Alright, just because you know they have good synergy and some pretty standout
players. Like, I played for Scrim Gods, I play for Smilers now. I cheer both teams equally. It's just rough.
Ready for battle.
Mentos on the Reinhardt, I see you.
Mentos, when he was on Smilers in Toker a long time ago, was a full flex, and he had a pretty good Reinhardt, and we put him in Stormberg jail because we already had like 2 people who could play Reinhardt. So it's not that surprising, especially if they needed somebody to just play Rein, or they needed, you know, like a ringer kind of person. But alright, we're gonna see very different comps here actually. JCK on the Sigma and Epic Shock Ryan. It's a comp I have not really seen in this amateur league play. We're gonna see the teleport strategy coming out from Charizard. Gets them to point first, but not really that quickly. They don't have a Lucio to really get them to choke fast, so it's gonna be an even fight here on point. Reinhardt just swinging into each other, and you see Charizard's actually backed into her corner here. Epic Shock's gonna fall for it. The lamp comes out, but it's a little bit too late, and I would be very surprised if Scrim Gods didn't take this first fight. Colby gets a sympathy pick onto Squirrelben, and we're gonna see Jolt's. We're gonna see Jolt Symmetra actually just get frozen off in the corner, staggered a little bit. Good first fight for Scrim Gods though.
I will say on the bro recap after the draft, I did say Scrim Gods is a sleeper team coming into the SMI, so I will actually be interested to see if they can win this, because they do have Ben, they have Mentos, they have Naruna Caddy. So I'm really interested to see this. Yeah,
and they looked very composed there. They had good point presence, and they basically just took the fight that they wanted to take, forced Charizard into the corner, and picked him off. Ooh, oh, that's a rough start to this fight, though. Gonna be low on healing, and Scrim Gods is backed into a corner. Shatter coming out from Mentos gets nobody because Epic Shock's gonna tank it with Brick, and that'll be a cleanup as I try and cast that one spot. Jolt's still on point here on the Symmetra, gonna stay alive as long as he can with Tyranitar. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong squad. It's just Naroon on point.
The thing is, what am I gonna do if Scrim Gods wins this and SMU wins? Oh god.
You're gonna have to be an unbiased caster.
Yeah.
What in the world? What a world we're living in.
What in the world? I can't cheer for my former teams. Well,
right.
Still on Smilers. Well.
Scrim Gods grouping up here. Mentos dropping really low. Needs a lot of healing to just get around this corner. And Shield's going to be down before the fight even starts. Flux coming out. That's really big. Catching several here. And we're going to have Colby actually kind of in the backline caught out here. Weird rotation coming out from Scrim Gods. Pushing onto point from the side. Kadictrix dropping really low here on Lucio.
Mentos and Cat are side flanking. Wow.
Yeah. Blizzard coming out from Maroon on top of the grab, and I think that will seal the fight with those ultis. Wall blocking him off. Epic Shock alone on point.
That's a very rare you see a main tick and the main support flank, but it worked out.
Yeah, I think it was more just like, oh god, I'm about to die, because Mentos was very low, had no shield in that fight. Didn't really do much except like bait some positioning out. It worked though. Can't really complain.
Yeah, can't complain.
And we're gonna have Scrollben having the spin to win here along with Flux. Coming into the fight. Dragon's gonna set it up. Oh, good pull into the Dragon.
Shock.
Rock will seal off Ryu as well, and that will be probably a very quick cap from Charizard. Ben dies on point. Classic. Alright, great fight from Charizard. Good coordination. They need to hold choke here because they really don't have much left if they lose this fight. We're going to see Colby and Tyranitar actually go back to spawn. Colby going to change to Reaper. That puts him in a bad spot because Scrimgods is already at choke here. They're going to have to run. Good thing Reaper and Lucy are both fast. Fight starting on point. We see Squirrelman actually dropping from the window. Doesn't use ult though. Doesn't find the placement. And Charizard will take 2 picks to start that fight. Kadishi's going to die in the Lucio a little bit late there. Scrimgod's trying to get out here. We actually have Scrubban in the back line still. That's a bad stagger.
Yeah, that's a lot of their damage gone.
They need to basically wait for Ben to respawn, but that's going to put them at last fight.
Also, Charizard gets the ult advantage, so that's scary.
Yeah, no grav up for Ryu. They do have Shatter and Spin right now, which is enough to win a fight, but they have to land it against Double Shield. Big
And
Flux in
the
the choke again.
No
beat to save.
That's huge.
Huge fight in favor of Charizard, and that's probably going to seal map 1. We have Tristana here on the Moira, going to be able to touch, maybe stall it overtime. Ryu living for the last 2 seconds, maybe. Going to die. Tristana is stalling as long as possible, and we're going to see some desperation picks coming out from Scrimgods. Mentos on the ball, getting stuck straight in the center point. Katrix's on the Lucio, just jumping around the walls. And... oh, unfortunate beat. Not able to reach the ground. We have Ben finally coming in with that Reaper ult he's been holding for so long and gets 0 value out of it and will die. The beat reaction from Tyranitar, pretty solid.
I will say, this is kind of close, and a lot of Smilers alumni, Ben, Mentos, Tyranitar, Joel.
0 to 1.
So, very, very interesting. And they ran double shield on the PTR, which is still a very viable comp, but a lot of people have been using Orisa Rhine or Rhine Zarya. they're running the current meta, which is really interesting in itself. The one before patch with the Orisa, Sig, Lucio. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
Yeah, we might have not had audio there. My audio was a bit messed up, but it's okay. Nobody's in chat.
Miss.
Alright. Now we're gonna go on to Scrim God's map pick now. Whatever control, or sorry, whatever type they want. Can't be control, I don't think, and whatever map they want.
I'm messaging Caddy for map and mode, so we'll see. I haven't got a message from SG.
Alright, welcome back. We're headed into Dorado as our second map. Charizard Club up 1-0, and I will fix the score right now.
Charizard made 2 substitutions. They subbed in Darth for Epic Shock, and they subbed in Gangster for Tyranitar.
Interesting. And we were speculating just a second ago whether or not that was because they have a tuned roster for this map type, or whether or not they want to try out some new players from the draft, where the new players showed up, or something like that. They are up 1-0, so if the roster doesn't work out, they'll have a final chance in map 3 of the best of 3. But interesting to see how they'll perform.
I think they're choosing this because snipers, Naru and Ben, both are Hanzo Widow players, so ideal. Let's use this map.
It's fair. Yeah.
Very ready. The Fusions map.
But we're going to see Junkrat instead of the Widowmaker. But Ben's still on the Hanzo. I think rightfully so. Was doing really well in some of the fights there. Wasn't enough, but doing really well.
An interesting thing is Cad on the Zen. Cad usually plays main support. Maybe their flex support can't play Zen or something. We'll see.
I don't know. I've never seen either of their supports play in a game.
Cad played for Bench Gang under Mario. He was their main support.
No idea.
And I don't even know who Tristiana is. That's probably all somebody's.
I've seen that name before, but I don't remember. Zen a little bit different than other flex supports and other main supports. Kind of a unique role anyways, so we'll see how it goes. Still not very popular. We're going to have a sniper duel here probably between Ben and Colby. And a very weird tank lineup coming out from Charizard. I don't think I've seen this before.
JCK's on the Winston.
Yeah. It's going to work out for them. They're actually forcing Screambots into a corner here. The Winston pushed them up there, and Jolt was able to just rain rockets until they died. Ben's going to live here for the next 3 seconds, and Jolt will pick him off. Alright, and we see Colby taking the high ground here on Widow. Gonna be able to see whatever Screambots is trying to do. And we see Naroon actually swap over on a Pharah. I've played against Naroon's Pharah, and it's actually pretty solid, but it's gonna be rough playing straight into a Widow, especially when you're already on the back foot.
Ben's gonna mirror the Widow so that maybe Colby and Ben will focus on the Widow duo, and Naroon and Jolt will focus on the Pharah.
Such a weird thing. But yeah, Squirrel Ben's gonna get the better of Colby, but not before Colby gets the better of Naroon. And that's a resible kill onto Colby. So Charizard's still pretty much at full strength here. They do have Ana stuck on payload, but Jolt's gonna get Ben again and just rain down on them. Jolt will die, but it doesn't really matter at this point because Scrim Gods is probably just waiting in point C spawn right now. And we're gonna take a look at the very important player here on Charizard, which is Kang on the Ana, who's been AFK, just pushing payload, using emotes.
Ah, the most important player.
Yes. Let's see what they're trying to pull off here on the side of Scrim Gods. They still have plenty of time to get a point B hold, but they need to get their act together to do it. Ben's gonna get a good pick on a Mercy first. That'll open up a lot here. Naroon's actually gonna just aggress right onto Widow. Colby dropping really low, gets a jump shot onto Ben right before dying. Naroon gonna fall to Jolt though, and that's gonna be really hard to res. Jolt just covering the bodies, so Cad can't res. I missed the window usage, but it doesn't seem to be getting much value right now. Big flux though from Darth Gamer here.
That was a huge problem by JCK as well.
Yeah, it pushed them all into there, and then the flux, even if it wasn't gonna kill them, stopped them from touching payload. So we got 5.5 minutes on clock. What
seems like a roll by Charizard.
Yeah, what does Scrim Gods need to do here to at least make it respectable?
They need to invest in the Squirrel Ben mentality of him just getting every pick, every fight, because he's getting the first pick, but they somehow still lose.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is it seems like you have 2 really strong DPS, so even if one of them gets picked, the other can pick up the slack on Charizard, and the tanks buy enough time and space for that to happen.
I think Naroon might have to step on the other end, because Colby's just picking them off every time.
That's a good start, right? You picking off Colby. Swapping over to Hog, maybe just for comfort or pick potential. Also very strong against Winston, but we're going to see Nano Winston come here and just eat the Hog ult. Speaking of eating a Hog ult, Darth is actually going to eat it. Mentos is asleep here, actually, on the Reinhardt, backing up.
The thing that interests me is Capdedrix is on the Brig with double sniper in play.
Yeah, we're going to see Mentos swing here, trying to build Shadow. Needs to wait for this bubble to go down or step inside of it. Here it is. Shatter opportunity, potentially. There it is. Shatter onto supports and onto Jolt. Clean up the fight here. That's a great play. Might buy them in here. Dropping really low. We're going to see Ben actually in the backline trying to take out a Widow. And I missed all of the action of Charizard somehow coming back.
Hey, Colby is picked by Ben in the backline.
Yeah, and Rai's going to have to get out here and touch really soon. Narune on the Junkrat. Swapping again. And this is a stall mode. Good Flux coming out on payload, lifting them all up. And they're going to drop, nobody dead yet, but dropping really, really low. They need to get healers in here as soon as possible. But you actually see Kadictrix on the Brig and Shana on the Lucio. So not a ton of healing coming out. They do have a lot of AoE for sustain, though. And that's a good pick from Jolt, taking away even more of their healing. Cat on the Brig's going to use Rally. Probably keep somebody up here. But it's just a slobber knocker of a fight here, and they're unable to really get Charizard's tanks off of the point right now.
And Ryu gets a huge hole hop, but I don't know if it will be enough.
Yeah, JCK's been literally just jumping to the ceiling and landing on point for the last minute. And
yeah, he kind of just vibing.
Gonna get a Nano here, try and seal them off, I guess? It's not really going in Charizard's favor at this point because the spawn advantage is so huge, and they've wasted a lot of time here not moving the payload forward.
This is mainly just Colby and Jolt trying to desperately pick everybody while JCK is just contesting card.
Narune actually gets a nice mines kill. Let's take a look here at Colby. Gets hooked down actually, but we'll finish off Ryu anyways. And this fight that's been going on now for what seems like forever is
for 3
maybe
minutes,
going
basically.
in. Yeah, mainly actually going in Charizard's favor, and they somehow do it without fully regrouping. So
that was the most chaotic fight I've ever seen.
If there's any positive news for Scrim Gods there, it's that they stalled that when they really had no right to for another 3 minutes. Another at least 2.5. I really want to see Bastion on the payload from Scrim Gods, because they need a Hail Mary at this point.
They do.
I kind of want to see Narune on the Bastion, because Ben was popping off. Like, he was getting the picks. So if he just goes on the Hanzo or Widow again...
That's what's shocking me. Ben is keeping up with Colby and Jolt. Like, because I'm not saying Ben is terrible, but he's usually a career backup compared to these people that started for most of their leagues. So it's really good for him.
Yeah, getting some good publicity here. Although still shout out to Jolt, who kind of wiped the floor of Point B. The entire floor of it. And we're going to see... Super Monkey Ball?
Monkey Ball. Yeah.
I mean,
Monkey Ball.
If you're vibing, I guess. But
Super Monkey Ball with the Pharah and the Genji.
Yeah. This to me feels like, what do you want to play, guys? Let's just run that because it feels like we need something new.
I feel like they're just running it because they're bored and they're just like, yeah, let's just have some fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does have a lot of potential here. Like, Barrage and Blade are both really powerful attacking side ults because they both have super high pick potential for at least 2 people. So if they can stagger those well and get high value out of it 6 times, 3 each, then they could win.
I think the tanks are good, and I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah. It does leave like their Ana Tristana here just like alone on cart though. Everybody's kind of going to be off doing their own thing. And that's not a great start with Ben falling immediately, but will be easily resable. They need to get some AoE damage up on this like big blob of Charizard up on high ground. You see Narune trying to build some blade charge, but doesn't really get much out of it. And Mentos jumps up to try and laser, just dies immediately. Yeah. Unfortunately, Bunker is still just really, really powerful.
The thing that interests me, they're running a Ashe without a Mercy.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. And they're also running Genji without an Ana.
Oh, they have a Genji with. Well, oh yeah, they are Joel. Oh wow, I didn't even realize that because I was looking off screen. Okay.
Yeah, so the supports work really well for the tanks, and the DPS are just vibing apparently.
While the other team is just running dive.
And we have Nanoed Baby Diva here. Gets almost a lot of value with the Bunny Blaster, but unfortunately does not finish off any kills.
Wow.
Jolt will fall to Ana just in the back line. Impressive play.
The thing that interests me is that they're running a double Shimada dive.
Now they are, yeah. They've been swapping around. And it looks like Ryan Zarya, Moira, okay. They're holding on to Naroon's blade charge here. Nope, swapping over to the Reaper, like that.
Jolt is good. I must see Jolt's blade without a nano.
Yeah. Actually, pretty reasonable Bob. It's going to drop here, but pressures them out for at least 5 seconds. Colby on high ground alone here, but not going to get contested much unless Ben can hit some arrows. Good blade coming out from Jolt, takes both healers out pretty much immediately. Trying to kill Ryu, does it with probably 1 health left, and Ben will put an arrow in his face to end that blade, and the fight's pretty much over. Naroon, in the meantime, picks off Colby, and will just leave. It's pretty good news, though, because Colby's not going to get back for a long while. Spawn all the way over there. And so, if Scrimgods can get back, they're already on the payload at 6. Charizard only has 4. Big Flux coming out, though. Hits all 6, and they have no beat to counter. We'll take out Squirrel Ben immediately, and Cad will die immediately after, so... Despite being down 4-6 at the start of that fight, JCK's Flux recovers it for them.
Yeah. They have a minute to get the payload to the point, so I don't think it's in their favor. I don't think they have anything to really get it down. Unless they get a grab.
They have support ults for this fight. Ben gets another pick to start. They need to take Colby off this high ground. Ben needs another clutch headshot. Gets him really low. Ben, ooh, is not able to finish Colby. They're going to use an aggressive Koa here. Counter Koa coming out as well. And beat just came up for Cat. I think they need to invest it here. Unfortunately, they use Ryo before the beat can hit the ground. So it's going to put them back at even footing, but Mentos is going to run over Colby. Colby a little bit too far up there from the tanks. And Mentos just runs into the background, lands a really big shatter. And they'll get first point off that.
Wow, they got without their grab, so that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Ryo's on the ball right now.
He just gotta get bit back, probably. Yep.
Yeah.
I would have kept the ult charge, though. He was pretty close. Oh, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know if they knew whether or not they're going to win that so badly. I think Mentos shadow at the last moment really sealed it. Alright, we're going to see another setup from Charizard. Jolt up on the high ground, far away. Probably going to jump over and get up on top where Ben is. Go for 1v1. Ben takes Jolt out to start the fight. Ben's now got high ground pretty much uncontested, though. JCK is going to get another big Flux off, combine it with High Noon, and that's big advantage for Charizard. Ben going to get another pick, though. The DPS of Scrimgods are just up on high ground, but they have no support. Ben, you're in a bad spot right now.
Literally, Ben has usually get an opening pick or a pick that tries to turn the fight, and they somehow still lose it. That just amazes me.
Oh, Naroon's gonna drop with Reaper ult, but drops right onto Inertia Shield, and Shield Dance will pretty much eat that entire ult. JCK a little bit low here, gonna get healed up, but Mentos is gonna try and take this space away from them while they're needing healing. Window kind of stops this whole push, and they need to get behind it before they can really walk anywhere. Koa might take down Jolt, but in the meantime, Colby's gonna take down Naroon. It's still a pretty even fight both ways. Good pick onto Colby. The positioning here from Charizard is a little bit weird. They need their DPS to get like in a spot where they can actually start shooting. Jolt in the high ground now. Taking a lot of damage though and can't get healed. Koa's gonna hit him. And that's a good pick. They're left only with Lucio healing. They're gonna have to probably back out here. Mentos just dying. Not enough support from the Moira. Cad trying to probably get Ryu out on the Zarya. Ben gets 3 picks. It's not gonna be enough though, I don't think.
Ben's carried us. If the Root can pop the reset, it's winnable.
Oh, Brad gonna come out. Nice.
Ben just solo handling won on that fight. This is literally just how hard can Squirrel Ben carry this team.
It's kind of amazing. Nurin doing what he needed to do there. Definitely accomplished his job once Ben fell. Alright, 2 picks in favor of Charizard's gonna stop this push before it really even gets through the door. But I think Scrimgods will take it. They made it to point 3 already. They've got enough time to push it to the end. Jolt up here just trying to build ult charge, I guess, even though he's already got Dragon. Great pick from Squirrelben to start the fight again. And they've got ults to use here. Mentos looking for Shatter. Doesn't have shield, but hits enough. They're gonna try and counter Flux, but JCK's actually gonna die as soon as that Flux goes off. And it's not looking good for Charizard in this fight. Jolt, the final remaining member, will probably be able to make it back to spawn here. And Colby actually swapped over to McCree. What do you think of that?
I don't have a problem with it. I think it's for close range on the Reaper, it's good.
That's true. Although they do really need some range to counter Ben. Colby's actually gonna, while I say that, take down Reaper.
Yeah, I kind of said it is good for close range onto the Reaper, so...
Yeah, but the Reaper hasn't been the problem most of the fights. Good fight from Charizard.
Yeah. It's mainly Ben.
I would have liked to see it, like, you know, well, maybe Widow. But if you do go double sniper, then Reaper's going to run over your tank, so it's a hard bargain.
That's probably what the problem is. Just affords maybe a Charizard, and Reaper just tries to maul him down, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. Alright, going into probably last fight here, depending on how long they take poke. Mento's shield already down, and Jolt's going to pick off Ryu. Not a great start. But Ben will pick off Colby with a lot of help from Naroon there. And it's a somewhat even fight here, despite no off-tank available. Big ult in the backline. Naroon not getting a lot of value, though. Koa keeps him alive, and Mentos is going to try and just charge? Ben once again getting another pick, and it's just Darth left on point. Big shatter from Mentos, and is that a push? Scrimgod's pushing in overtime?
Yep.
We have a game here.
They're keeping up. Now, I do think they need to run the Bastion. Knowing with they have 3 minutes, I would say they need to run at least this point.
Yeah.
They need to get some sort of space, because they're going to get a lot of space with 4 minutes, basically. They basically have 4 minutes.
Yep. And Bastion can buy you, like, kind of the entire first point, which, if you get that, you're not super unhappy trying to hold off 4 minutes.
Especially you run a Bastion defense as well.
Yeah.
You can run a Bastion defense as well if they try to run their own Bastion, so you eat up a lot of time.
And Scrim Gods does have the advantage of attacking first. And we don't see a Bastion coming out on defense yet from Charizard. But none on attack either. JCK is actually running Monkey? No, they're going to go Orisa Hog. Orisa Sigma. Yeah, I've been actually pretty impressed with JCK's Sigma. At least in hitting fluxes when it really counts. I haven't seen almost any low value flux come out. Alright, and not too much different in terms of what we've seen before coming out from either team really, though we are going to see Naroon's Doomfist. Any insight on that? Good, bad, mediocre?
I think it's good work, but they need to punish Colby mainly.
Yeah.
They're actually on the proper support for the DPS now, so that can be good.
Yeah, they swapped over to the Mercy for the Ashe. And let's see how fast Colby here can build Bob, because that's the fun part about playing Ashe. We should have a lot of poke coming out. Ben's going to take out Jolt, but Ben's going to die immediately after the Colby. So very even fight coming out here. Next pick probably wins it. And we have a bunch of members from Charizard split off, but they're going to get the res on the Jolt as soon as Colby dies.
I think that's a fair trade. I would check out Colby for the Ashe.
Naroon's kind of trapped off here. No abilities. Naroon's going to die. And for some reason, like, Ryu's alone on point now. They're able to pick off JCK in the backline because he was still split off earlier. But this fight could go any way, and it's looking really,
they need to punish the
sloppy.
Mercy who's overextended, and the Mercy gets out. How? Wow.
Guardian Angel, that Immortality Field didn't really help much, but they shot at it anyways. Jolt with the good Dragon's going to split off the team here, and the Slurp's going to kill
That's a huge
Cad.
pull by Darth.
Yeah.
Really huge.
Looking really rough for Scrim Gods. They can finish off Colby here. They need to keep Ryu alive right now. Flux is going to probably take Ryu, and Squirrelben's going to fall as well. It's just Tristan on point with 1 health left. That's rough for Scrim Gods, because holding that for 4 minutes is going to take at least planning and a lot of execution.
3-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
They didn't even get a point, and that's kind of rough with 4 minutes basically on clock.
They need a stall strategy, or they need something new.
They definitely need a miracle coming out.
Yeah. I'm hoping they remember that they got rolled first point by Jolt's Pharah and they try and counter it.
Ready for battle.
But Jolt's
I
actually
think
going to
they
go
should run a
Genji because
Mei.
it's Jolt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would run a Bay because they really need to just stall. And I think hiding in the red room is a good strategy because you could get another recontest. At least.
Red room, when you're referring to, you mean like right here on stream. I'm looking at it. It's the one to the left of payload as soon as you come out.
Yeah, and they could get another recontest, so it's a good move.
Yeah, definitely. We being Smilers have run that before, and it's worked at least once. So.
Oh, it's definitely have worked once because I've been there when it worked. So, and I'm not there often.
So the trick here is they have to pick which door they want to hold against. We have Ryu coming in a little bit late, but where is Ben setting up? Ben's actually setting up on high ground alone, which can be good if they're distracted enough. Actually, it's a pick right out the gate. Great for them.
But they're gonna probably dive them. It's
With
risky,
who? It's
but
just going to be
also not.
Jolt. It's a 1v1 Jolt v Ben.
That's a big nade.
And Ben wins. Big nade in the room, you said, but
Yeah, not gonna be enough.
Yeah. DPS 1v1 goes in favor of Ben, and it looks like the fight in the room is going to go in favor of Scrim Gods for now.
Another big nade. Wow, gangster.
Big nades into double shield, but still the double shield is going to prevent a lot of damage from coming into the room. Ben's still just like shooting from high ground. Primal already coming out from JCK, getting a lot of value, I guess, tasing into the small room. And I'm trying to just get as much covered out here as possible. And it looks like Scrim Gods are falling now. Jolt's going to finally pick off Ben, but Mentos and Tank's still alive on point. Going to take out Colby's Tracer. All in all, pretty great stall. Shatter comes out near the end of that fight. I don't know if they needed it, but it keeps them right at this corner.
I would say they definitely need it just because the Moira dies and they need to secure the fight for sure.
Yeah. They're going to have to back up here and wait for heals, but I'm interested to see if they try and go back to Red Room, because they're not really at a spot where they can contest payload anymore. They don't. That's fine. Good window coming out. That means Charizard's kind of stuck, and they either die or kind of line of sight it. Buys them a little time. JCK is actually on top, building a lot of ult charge again. Building Primal already, and uses it. That's
Colby.
huge. Huge play from Colby and JCK there, actually. That will probably finish the game for Charizard, unless a miracle happens here for Scrim Gods and they can get back to point.
Ben's locking the legs to try to touch, but I don't think he'll get there in time.
Yeah, he's running as fast as
Cad
one little...
might be able to do.
Cad can touch, but I don't know if he's gonna live long enough afterwards. Yeah, there's the touch. Blade, Nano Blade coming out from Jolt. And that's probably it. Ben Soldier shooting bullets straight into nothing. And if it wasn't
Ben's
bad
just
enough,
walking
Flex,
around.
yeah.
Jolt with a 4K.
Alright. I'm not casting that action. It's just rude slapping people as they're coming onto point. And that'll do it for Charizard, taking the series 2-0.
Yeah, and who would be the player of the match in this kind of role of the second round?
Oh, JCK did a lot of work. Like, the DPS was really, really back and forth, and I don't have a lot of opinions on DPS, but
JCK, probably.
we'll take JCK.
And JCK, you are the player of the match. Congrats.
Thanks, man.
It seems we have a consensus.
So, what was your strategy going in versus Scrim Gods?
I'm gonna be honest. We swapped Darth Gamer in to get playtime because Epic had played all the games, so we swapped him in to let him play. And then we just played whatever. Someone suggested Sigma Winston dive, which was a bit questionable, but it worked. So, yeah. Pretty much strat going into that was just play high grounds and drop down, which is what we did. And then when we found out they were in the room at the end, I got a primal in like 40 seconds or something. It was something, it was
You were
something
building very
stupid,
fast
so-
primals.
Yeah, they're all playing right next to each other, so there's a lot of damage. Yeah, pretty happy with the result.
Did you think Scrim Gods would even make it out to the first round, or were you expecting Spagani to win, or?
I don't know. I think Spaganti's draft looks pretty solid, so I would have said it was pretty even. But yeah, the Scrim Gods play really well, and they deserve to get through to the next round. So
And who do you think will who you'll see in the finals? Because I'm blind and they haven't announced it. Who do you think's gonna get in?
Well, I think it'll be. I honestly think Smilers is going to get through. They're looking pretty solid. I mean, they're always going to be good. Smilers, so I think they're going to get through, and hopefully us. So,
Well,
yeah,
you're in the
Well,
finals
Cal,
now.
any more questions?
easy.
Yeah, what's your strategy going in? If you're predicting Smilers on the other side of the bracket, what's your strategy going into finals?
Just take your time. Really, I think these guys are a team that will punish for small mistakes. So if we just get clear gameplay and stuff, so yeah, just play it slow.
All right, sounds good.
All right, sound good. Congrats on moving on to the finals. Good luck
Yeah, thanks, man.
to you.
Thanks a lot.